And then let's just get the TikTok stream. Oh, we gotta reset this. Cool. I think we're good. Thick, what's going on, Thick? What's up, Skez? Welcome back. Zach, what's going on? Knight, welcome back. King, how y'all doing? How are the holidays? When was the last stream? Was it November? Yeah, it was November. My goodness. How was December? Oh boy. Thick says, which app should I use to invest? I just turned 18 and open up a Robinhood account. Okay. I mean, Robinhood works. Schwab works. I use SoFi, Vanguard, Fidelity. There's so many options out there. I like the simple ones that have more than just the investments. So like banking. Maybe some budgeting. I hear Robinhood is bad for instant sells and trades in big situations, but I have no idea. I have around 10,000 saved looking to invest. Pretty much ignore all that. We don't care about trading. We're going to be investing consistently long term. We're not going to be trading. We're not going to be panicking when the market behaves like the market. Thick, head over to our YouTube channel. We have free videos that will get you ramped up. And we'll teach you all the stuff that I learned over the last decade. All the mistakes I made, you can avoid all of them. W stuff, just get into the market. I agree. Stressful but rewarding. Okay, sounds like the holidays. If you're especially with around the family. What is shared when joining the stream? Just the numbers, right? It's name, age, general location, state, income. If if there's anything interesting I hear, I'll ask. Career, life, stuff like that. I'm not gonna ask for like your social security number or date of birth or credit card numbers or stuff like that. But these videos will be shared potentially across all platforms, even YouTube, so you have to be okay with being in our videos. 18 or older, US or Canada. Okay, cool. So YouTube's taken care of. Let me just get the cues set up here. Oh, TikTok. I always forget TikTok. $18 or older, yes. Cool. Good, great music. Went on my campus for the first time to get my ID, and man, it's a lot bigger than community college. I got a good walk. Right on. Big man on campus. You are a university student. Man, how's it feel? That's the only thing holding me back. I'm not trying to get clipped. I feel like that expression could be used in many different contexts. Yeah. It's, you know, you're either open to sharing or you're not. I don't make any exceptions, just to keep it fair. Just investing in crypto like Bitcoin and Ethereum so far, only 500 out of the 10,000, but seems good to have some in it. We do love our crypto. I wouldn't start with crypto. That's the thing. I wouldn't start with crypto. You feel old? You feel old? You're a baby. What's up, Shadow? Welcome back, man. Happy 2026. First stream of the year, and you guys are all here. Missed you guys. Can you send me the doc you were presenting earlier in the morning to me when you get off? Yes. Yes. Will do. Cheesin, what's going on? Don't go too overboard with crypto, though. Agreed. Agreed. Thoughts on ASML? You think they're unstoppable for a while? Everyone is saying nobody can replicate their machine. I'm unaware of their direct competitors. I'm trying to think of all the companies in that space. General, like semiconductor space. It is companies like Samsung, Micron, Intel, Applied Materials, SK Hynix. What else? Who else? I want to say Applied Materials is probably the closest. I don't know if they do lithography. Because ASML is really their bread and butter is like lithography. Not sure though. No one can replicate their machine until they do, right? Demon Slayer, great name. So for the commands, guys, you'd run them individually. So exclamation join to join the queue, exclamation list to see the queue, and then Discord to communicate. What's going on, front base? What are your top picks this year, if any? Just good old index funds. Good old index funds. If I had to pick like some higher risk stuff beyond crypto, I'm gonna keep holding on to my semiconductor ETF. That's pretty much it. I'm currently offloading all my individual stocks because they've kind of grown out of control, and I just got lucky. All right, more folks are rolling in. We're just getting started. So tonight, guys, we're going to be resuming the financial audit calls. If you want to hop on a call with us, have a conversation. If you are in debt, you're lost, about to file bankruptcy, about to have your car repossessed, we want to chat and we want to help. And if you're on TikTok, if you can do us a huge favor, and YouTube, if you can tap that screen like crazy, double tap, just like this. Boom, 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 boom. Once we get to 5,000 likes, we'll bring on the first caller. In the meantime, we'll just hang out, we'll jam, we'll catch up. Tell me how the holidays were. Welcome on in. All right. Incoming likes. List all the things you did during this break. Oh, two main things, guys. I binge watched Naruto Shippuden, not all of it. Still not through it, maybe halfway. And I played a shitload of Arc Raiders. That's pretty much it. That was my vacation. It was great. It was awesome. Gold and silver went parabolic. They sure did. Yeah. I'm selling all my real estate in New York, planning on having at least 800 to 900,000. How can I make 4 to 6% on it risk-free? Really, 4%, 4 to 5%-ish, it's going to be bonds. T-bills, really. T-bills will get you about 4%, maybe a little under. I think it's like a 3.5-ish now. All right, keep the likes going, guys. On TikTok, if you can keep liking, once we get to 5,000 likes, we'll bring on our first caller. If you're just joining us, welcome to the Rich Nerd Show. We are interested in chatting with people that have money issues. Tap away, we'll get the show on the road. That's fair, man. I've been getting out of a lot of my individual stocks too. Good. Good. Yeah, it's too stressful for me. I don't want to manage it. And yeah, it's really hard to beat the market long term. Nearly impossible. Over the course of 20 years, it's virtually impossible. And it's really easy to get distracted by short-term wins. So you'll be like, oh, the stock market only returns 7% after inflation. That's nothing. I'm going to try and beat that with my individual stocks. And you might be able to do it in a year, 2 years. Man, 20 years. Very, very few people have done that. And before you say Warren Buffett, remember, you're not Warren Buffett. My holidays were like any other day. Okay. Right on. Nothing wrong with that. Favorite anime currently? To Your Eternity. It is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. It's so good. Let me get the TikTok chat to show up here. Sorry, give me a second, guys. 1 second, TikTok. Tiki-talk. Okay. There we go. There's a TikTok chat. TikTok. What's going on, TikTok? What's going on, James? Obi, Rich Like Money. Okay, I love that name. I do read TikTok chat, yes. I know it's beyond bad. $2,500 a month, 10K debt, no rent, just living expenses. Wow. How'd you rack up 10K in debt with no expenses? Is there a story there? If you were barely starting to save, how could you start that? We have a free guide linked in our bio on TikTok and YouTube, exclamation guide if you're in Twitch. And then we have multiple videos on our YouTube channel. Covers all of that. And more. What's up, Trey? Trey says, what tools do you use to project future asset values? I use just a very, very general compound interest calculator. And I basically assume a 7% rate of return. That's it. Because it's nearly impossible to know what's going to happen long term with specific assets, but historically speaking, the stock market has returned about 7% after inflation. Before inflation, I think it's about 10%, depending on how far back you look. Last 50 years, I think it has returned about 11% or so. Gambling. So you racked up $10,000 in debt. Gambling. Oh boy, I would love to chat with you. If we can tap away, if you're just joining us, welcome to the Rich Nerd Show. On the show, we talk to all of you fellow nerds, and our goal is to help you become rich nerds. So if you need some help, if your car is getting repossessed, you're about to get kicked out and be homeless, you have a ton of debt, you're lost, I would love to chat with you. A few ground rules. You must be 18 years or older in the US or Canada, and you have to be okay with being in our videos. So don't freak out if you're featured on our YouTube channel. We don't make people look bad. It's not like a kind of Caleb Hammer kind of deal. But we're also big fans of constructive criticism, so. I love your content so much, man. Thank you, TJ. What was that anime again? The anime was To Your Eternity. Just have some tissues off to the side because I think it'll make you cry. But it's really good. It's really good. People are really, you know, Frieren, the anime Frieren. I thought it was good, but this one like blows it out of the water. I think this is way better than Frieren. Jabroni, what's up, Jabroni? Thank you for the 2 donuts and 18 roses, man. Always making it rain in here. How are the holidays, guys? We were off for the whole month of December. Now we're back. And yeah, I miss you guys. It was a great reminder that I don't ever want to retire. I was getting pretty bored. I could never just retire and do nothing. That sounds awful. One of the best creators on social media, in my opinion. Thank you, Jabroni. Appreciate you. Holidays were great, man. I did nothing. It was awesome. Stayed home most of the time. Was watching Naruto Shippuden. It's a long anime. We're about halfway done. It's insanely good. I get it now. I get the hype. I get the Naruto hype. It is damn good. I'm hooked. And just playing Arc Raiders. A lot of Arc Raiders. All right, we're almost at 5,000 likes. If we can tap that screen on TikTok and YouTube, once we get to 5,000, we're going to bring on our first caller. We'll dive into their finances, get them some help, and help them become a rich nerd. If you're just joining us, welcome to the Rich Nerd live show. We're here to help y'all become rich nerds. Need me an anime that has me sobbing? Yeah. Okay. To Your Eternity. I can pretty much guarantee you'll get at least teary-eyed. It's just, man. But it's not like Frieren, where it's kind of just mellow the whole time. They have a mix of a lot of stuff. That was my biggest complaint with Frieren. It was kind of just, I don't know. It was good. Maybe the internet just overhyped it. What do you do for work? I used to be a software engineer for Jeff Bezos. But we're on year 4 of doing this full-time content creation across 2 channels. Naruto is the best. I get the hype now. Alex, I get it. Mr. Flower makes $150,000 per year. Great salary. What's up, D? James says, bro, my life feels over at 22, $10,000 in debt, no savings, $2,500 per month. James, let's talk. Let's chat. How would you invest $800,000 risk-free? I'd just put it in a treasury bill bond. A fund. Treasury fund. You're investing in the US government, and they'll pay you interest. Not great for growth, but if you want stability, liquidity, it's there. Have you watched Jujutsu Kaisen? Yeah. Very good. Very good. Berserk. Oh, yeah, Berserk is top 5. Berserk. Man. Solo Leveling is also top 5. Season 2 of Solo Leveling, oh my gosh. I was so hyped. It was great. Jeff Bozo. Oh, man. All right, we're almost there. If we can keep tapping that screen on TikTok, once we get to 5,000 likes, we'll bring on the first caller. I see, let's see, let me check the queue here. I see Zach McBass, Zach McBass. I see Demon Slayer, and I see Zach Spider on TikTok. If you are on Twitch, if you can either join the Discord server or head over to the TikTok stream, both will allow us to communicate. Also, content creation full-time is awesome. Bro, big ups. Thank you. It was a journey. It was a journey. Mick Walk says, hey bro, how much should I have in retirement by 30? Around 1 times your annual income for a standard retirement. Hell's Paradise is peak 2, just started that. Yeah, that was a good one. That was underrated. Is that the one about that white hair assassin or something? Something like that. Is season 2 out? Huh. Yeah, that was a good one. James says, I don't know, bro. So many people my age and younger, way ahead of me. You feel dead, to be honest. Yeah, it's a common feeling. The reality is, most 20, 23-year-olds are doing about the same as you, if not more dead, because of college. Skez says, yo, TikTok mother effers, hurry up and tap. We're almost there. Another 100 likes or so, we're good to go. What's a good number to have in your bank account? A range? Well, in your checking, like a month or 2 worth of expenses. In your savings, ideally 6 months worth of expenses. And whatever else you're saving for in the short term. Down payment for a house, for example. Saving up for a vacation, that should be in your high yield savings. If you don't have a high yield savings, tap the link on my profile on TikTok or !bank on Twitch and YouTube. What's up, Scott? How you doing? Do you invest in ETFs? I do. I love ETFs. You can actually see my investment portfolio for free. Link is on my profile. Okay, thank you. Shout out to TikTok folks for tapping away in the screen. So if you're just joining us, we're gonna be bringing on our first caller. Welcome to the Rich Nerd live show. We're here to help you all become rich nerds. We'll help you out with whatever you have going on. Potentially go through your finances and see if we can get you some help. So first up, I have Zach. Zach here. Zach McBass. Sanal, how you doing? Miguel, happy New Year, man. Welcome back, dude. Shrek says someone should call in. I agree. I think Zach is about to call in. Oh, okay, Zach, you're on Twitch. So are you in the Discord already? Zach, have we spoken before? I'm pretty sure we've spoken, right? So you should already be in the Discord. If I'm not mistaken. So go ahead and join really any voice channel you see. I do see someone here. Is your profile picture a yeah, sorry, the other Zach on TikTok, sorry. So there's a Zach McBass on Twitch. I do see Zach Spider on TikTok, don't worry. Your place is still in the queue. Hello.
Hello? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Nice. Chat,
Cool.
can you
How's it
hear
go?
can you hear Zach
Okay.
here? Okay.
Huh?
Oh, I'm asking chat if they can hear you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Good? Y'all good? Can you hear him okay? Keep talking, Zach. Serenade us with your sweet voice.
My name is Zach. I'm 24. Southern California. I make about 70 a year. Is that good audio levels?
Chat, can you hear him okay?
Hello? Good?
Just waiting for some confirmation. Chat?
Yeah, for
Why
sure.
y'all Okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you. It was like just quiet for a second in chat. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Cool.
Oh, you're all good.
What's up, Zach?
Yeah, sorry. Oh, nothing much. I called in like I think 5 or 6 months ago with you, and I was calling back in just because I had some different questions, if that's cool.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I make about 70 a year. It's commission though, so that's like an average guess, honestly. Um, and I was in like $6,000 of debt, in like June, like credit card debt. I have car debt and also student loan debt, but it's all pretty menial and at low interest rates. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And I just was trying to figure out how to pay it off and like get that done. But I paid off all the credit card debt like recently, and now I'm kind of just running into a little bit of a cash flow issue because I moved out, um, which has been weird. My expenses, I like after I like put away 20% of my paycheck towards like an ESPP and then my 401k. Uh, and it just eats away at my paycheck. Even though that's like the amount that I want to be contributing to it, it gets me to a point where I'm literally like spending exactly as much as I make, which in theory is probably good. It's just like a little bit of a struggle, you know?
Mm.
Uh, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, because like basically what that comes out to after 20% of my paycheck is withdrawn is like 3,200 a month that I like comes into my checking account. Uh, and my expenses are like almost exactly 3,200 a month. Uh, I have like $1,000 in an emergency fund, and then I think after, if I were to like pay off the exact amount that I have on whatever balance on any cards, I have about like $800 there. Like in my checking. Um, and theoretically in April, I'm going to receive about from the ESPP because like that basically I'm just like putting the money into that into a safe like, and then it's like I don't know, like with the it's one of the ESPPs where I can like install employee stock purchase plans where I can like cash it out immediately, and then it depends depending on like which price is cheaper. I buy it at the cheaper price from the start date or the close date. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Does that all make sense?
So let's
So
start
that would
at
be
the you want to just start at the beginning,
sorry.
just to kind of paint me a picture just on what your current situation is. So, Zach, you're 24.
Yeah.
Remind me where you are again.
Southern California.
Okay.
Like
And-
Northern County, San Diego. So like
Oh, okay.
pretty high cost of living, I would say.
How far are you from Mission Valley?
Mission Valley, is that like closer to Imperial? County?
I think it's further south. I think it's a little closer to La Jolla. I don't remember.
Oh no, I don't have money for anywhere near La Jolla. I'm in like close-ish to like one of the like close-ish to Del Mar, but like not in Del Mar.
Okay.
I just moved to Encinitas, so like I don't know if you're familiar with that area.
Encinitas, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, which is
So-
nice, and I'm paying pretty cheap rent there. $900 a month isn't too bad. I'm living with some buddies.
Good. You said
Yeah.
you're making around $3,200 per month take home?
Take home after like a 20% gets withdrawn after tax. So it's really more like four probably. I would say like 4 to 4.2 grand a month.
This is net or
But like
gross?
with all the oh, gross is like almost six.
Okay.
Um,
So
because I'm
about
at like seven, whatever 70 is, whatever 70 year is. Because like I kind of just took the last 6 months and then like extrapolated that out to like basically what my annual is because it's commission. So like really depends how well I do, how many hours I'm working, and then like whether or not I get overtime. There's like a
okay.
bunch of different variables with
So
how much my paycheck is. It varies.
what's a reasonable number we can use just for monthly net income?
Monthly net, uh, I guess 32, probably 3,200 probably. Uh, because of because like 20% is getting taken off the top of like 42. Um, I would say. Is that you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's just for tax, right? For the 20%.
No, no. The 20% is like 401k and then
Oh,
employee stock purchase program.
gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah. So it's like 70, but like I see about half my paycheck. Um, maybe like 40% of it gets taken out at the end of the day.
Okay, makes sense.
40 to 45%. Yeah.
And then what does your debt look like currently?
Essentially, um, basically zero credit card debt. I'm like paying off the full balance every month, and I just basically view. So that's zero. For I think student loans I have around basically 4 grand, a little bit less than 4 grand. I think it's like 3,700 to 4 grand. I'd have to double check. Um, but that payment is like $50 a month, and it's at like 4% interest or something like that. And then I have a car that I owe like about 12 grand on at this point.
And what's the rate on the car loan?
I think 5.7.
Okay, cool. Not worried about the student loans.
Yeah.
Are you trying to pay the car off early, or are you just making minimum payments as well?
That is something I've been trying to figure out. It's basically 5.7 is high enough for me to be able to like if I was at 3%, probably I wouldn't pay it off early. But it's way higher than I shouldn't have bought this car. If I'm being honest, it's like a $670 a month payment on the car because I shortened the term because I wanted a lower interest rate and I also wanted to pay it off as quick as possible. But then like after car insurance and gas, I'm spending like $1,100 on transportation, which is kind of gnarly.
Ooh, what kind of car is it?
Oh, it's like a Honda Accord 2021 hybrid.
Oh, okay. Solid car.
Hey, it's super solid. It's hit 100,000. My dad hit a deer, and so I had to fix the like one thing on it, but he paid for it. I wasn't going to pay for it because he hit it.
Yeah.
So like that's the only issue I've had with this car. It runs pretty solid, and it has been reliable. So I'm happy with the car. It's just it was a little bit much probably.
So we have around 16K in debt right now, total.
Yeah, I mean I don't super like when I'm calculating like net worth and everything. Considering like I probably have about 5 to 6 grand in equity on the car. I for sure have that debt, but I don't really. Yeah, I don't know. The car could sell right now for 18 to 19 grand, likely. So, but
Okay.
yeah, I would say about 16 grand in debt, total, and then
And then-
total debt payment around 730.
And what are your monthly
I would say-
expenses?
Around 2,000 is like minimum monthly obligations. It's like rent, car payment, insurance on the car payment, phone bill, all that stuff. It comes out to about 2,000, maybe 2,100. And then I just try and live off like $1,000 a month for auxiliary expenses. That's like gas and all that stuff. So total would be around for 3 grand, maybe 3.2. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, but it feels like you're just living paycheck to paycheck almost.
Yeah, the numbers are all going up. Like I would say, I've been positive cash flow almost every single month.
Okay.
To be fair, a lot of things just changed because I wasn't paying taxes at the end of the year. I just hit my number based on how much I was going to make and how much was withdrawn. So I kind of just like turned the faucet off on my taxes, like did the tax exemption thing because I already hit the number. Um, so that I wasn't trying to wait on a return. So I was making like even with all the withdrawals like 40, 42 to 43. But yeah, my expenses are around 32 now. I'm basically like this month is going to be probably the first month I like am net like even basically. Um,
Okay. And then what do you have in
so yeah,
savings?
I got about $1,000 in an emergency fund.
Okay.
Uh, and then I got, yeah, I guess that's it. And then I, again, like with the ESPP, like the employee stock plan, like I'm gonna in April get like 6 grand ish, maybe a little bit more, like just like cash injection that I'll like immediately liquidate, and should grow a little bit. And I'm immediately pretty much gonna liquidate that and throw it in savings. Um, so yeah, 1 grand right now, plus like stuff that I will get in April. Yeah, like about 6 to 7 grand. Sorry.
Okay. And what do you currently have in
yeah.
assets?
Assets would be about, I think, stock market just took a dip, right? So it's probably around 11.5 between my 11.5 grand in between my Roth and my 401k. I would say that sounds about right.
Okay, cool. I guess just to recap
Yeah.
here. So Zach,
Oh,
you're
sorry.
24, you're in
Yeah.
California, you make around $3,200 per month. You have $16,000 in debt. That is a 12K auto loan, 4K student loans. You have about $3,200 per month in expenses out the door. That's 2K for essential expenses, 1K for everything else, more discretionary stuff, 1K in savings, 11.5K in assets. So what would you say is the...
She said a lot nicer than me for sure. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, sorry. What was your next thing? My bad.
So what's the number one thing that's stressing you out about your finances right now?
Just the fact that I mean expenses and then it's just like a zero basically, like my net. You know what I mean? At the end of the day.
Okay. So let's talk about this really quick.
Theor-
So you have $2,000 in sort of fixed expenses, the essential expenses.
Yes. Yeah.
And 1K, that's discretionary. You just kind of going out, having fun, buying things for yourself, or is this something else? This 1K?
That includes gas. That's gas, food. If I want to take my girlfriend out on a date, like everything discretionary, including gas. Gas is like maybe 200 to 300 a month of that.
Okay.
But yeah.
Do you drive for work?
No. I just commute to work, and then I also like if I want to do something, I go and like if I'm going to visit some friends and whatnot. I don't drive for work though. No.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I just
So-
commute. Yeah.
Okay. So I would consider gas to be an essential expense because you're kind of need to put fuel in your car to get to work, right?
Sure. Yeah, it's just not a bill. I like break it up with bills and then everything else basically. Stuff that's like kind of random.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm thinking. It's fine in your situation. It's kind of fine to be paycheck to paycheck because your expenses include everything. So let me just sort of break this down so it's like visually it makes sense. So you're before the employee stock purchase plan, before the 401k, you're bringing in about it's like 4K after taxes, right?
Maybe a little bit more. Yeah.
Okay, like
Probably
4.5 maybe.
45.
Okay, cool.
4.2 to 4.5. Yeah.
Perfect. So this is your monthly net, and part of this is going to 401k, which is great. Save them for retirement.
Yeah.
You have part of it going to a employee stock purchase plan. I'll talk to you about that in a second. And then you have the rest going to just life.
Yep. Yeah, life. Yeah.
Yeah. This is reasonable. I mean, this is I mean, if you're following sort of they call it a zero-based budget where every dollar is accounted for. So you have money coming in, and at the end of the month, you technically have zero. And that's not a bad thing. That's by design, right?
Yeah.
So is your concern not having more to go straight to savings, not having more for discretionary stuff, like bumping this 1K up? I want to address the main concern is like any stress and anxiety around this.
Yeah, I'm super anxious about it all the time. It's
Okay.
like, even like when I got out of debt, like I thought that getting out of like credit card debt was gonna like just completely alleviate any level of anxiety about finances. And then I pushed the button. I like kind of smiled a little bit, and then the next day I woke up still stressed,
Interesting.
which was a disappointment, I would say, because it was like I made my final payment. It was like 11 to 1300, and it put me, yeah, I pretty much paid it off, and that was like maybe an achievement, but I don't know.
That's great.
I still am stressed about it.
Okay,
Yeah.
talk to me about this stress. What are the thoughts that creep into your mind?
The biggest one is like, I feel like I'm behind. I feel like I know that's and then I feel like just not. I feel like it's like no matter what I do, it's still gonna be stressful. And then like it's kind of hard to explain, and it's also just like I feel like I'm never gonna be at a point where like I don't have to worry about like, oh shit, like, oh sorry, aw shucks, I can't I can't do this or this or this, or like I bought my girlfriend a Christmas present, and like I was legitimately going back and forth about whether or not I was going to spend that money because of like the fact that I'm not in a position that I want to be in right now financially. Like it wasn't even a crazy gift. It was like we got tickets to the San Diego Zoo, like season passes for that, and it turned out to be like $300. And I like legitimately was like having a decent amount of anxiety like when I clicked checkout on that one, which sucks.
Okay.
And it was like, I'm super happy with it. We went, and it was a nice time, and it was worth it, and I think it's worth it. But stuff like that, where I'm like, I feel like I'm just like cutting like $1,000, including gas and everything, is like not how much I want to be spending on myself. You know, that's $30 a day on, like, if you average it out on like living life. You know.
So all
I
this
just feel like that's like never ending, and there's no end to this, you know.
Mm-hmm. No end. Okay, this is great. This is great. This is great to talk about. So I heard you're feeling behind. You're feeling stress. Is there guilt when you buy stuff? You feel guilty?
Yeah. I went to like I bought groceries yesterday, and then unfortunately I bought a vape, and like those are like two unfortunate necessities right now for me because I'm not in a position to quit right now. And I like at the end of it, I'm like with my girlfriend, and I'm like, shit, I just spent $120 today. And like granted, like at the end of the day, like going to the grocery store and buying a bunch of meal prep stuff and getting like essentially like stuff that is like within I've budgeted like out for, so it's not that big of a deal. I still just feel kind of gross about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. Zach, when you experience these feelings, what do you do as a result? Do you notice, like, do you vape more? Do you like what happened? What actions do you take when you feel this way?
I usually use distraction at the end of the day. Like that's my main. I have coping skills. Like mental health wise, I'm pretty much chilling. It's like really the only point of stress for me. Either that or I fixate on like being mad at work, like mad at my boss, all that stuff. Like there's been issues with work with there's a new manager. Stuff to like distract me from the fact that I'm just stressed about that.
Hmm.
Or I just kind of like I don't know, use a distraction, watch TV or play chess or something like that. Uh,
Zach,
that's like
do you ever just sort of sit with these feelings and just without
yeah,
any
I
distractions? Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I'm fortunate. I have like a really good support network. I have like a lot of friends that are like I talk to about it. My friend's like a business owner. He's like he's my best friend, and he's running a business right now. He's like my age, and so like to be fair, anytime I'm stressed about it, I can kind of just look at him and be like, well, he just lost a major client, so I'm not doing, you know what I mean? I'm doing okay right now. At least my paycheck is semi consistent.
Mm,
Uh,
okay.
like not it's not exactly a grass is always greener situation.
Okay.
Uh, but yeah, I mean, I have a good support network at this point. That stuff's I think I'm thinking about it wrong, maybe I don't know, but
Zach,
yeah.
I'm hearing, and you correct me if I'm wrong, I'm hearing a lot of self judgment.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Always, yeah. I,
it's like you
I
buy
I lost
something.
I lost my job last year, and then that put me in credit card debt. And then every time I looked at the balance, I was like, "Yep, that's because you know, I lost my job, and that was on me." And uh, even though it was like losing the job was like kind of a weird like I tried to take long-term disability, and then my doctor didn't sign off on it, and then I was just kind of SOL a little bit. So that was like it was still like kind of my fault for not pushing through some stuff, but I kind of just got unlucky a little bit too. And so like every time I like look at the numbers, I'm like, well, I put myself here. So yeah, there's a lot of self-judgment. You're right.
Okay. The reason why I want to talk about all this is, in my experience, regardless of what the numbers look like your income could double, triple, quadruple. You can make 20, 50K per month. Your expenses could be the same, and the behavior stay the same. Like the self judgment continues. You still feel like you don't have enough. So while I do see some areas that we can fix, from a technical finance perspective, I think the real money here, no pun intended, is the behavioral stuff.
Yeah, for sure. What do you mean by behavioral?
So
Like, like,
you have all these feelings like you're feeling behind. And so if you feel behind, it's like what caused you to feel that way? Is it a comparison, right? When you feel guilty, I mean, despite how much you're going to make, because the way your brain is wired, I'm not saying you're broken or anything, we're all like this, it's not really going to matter because your brain is wired to judge yourself no matter what.
yeah, that makes sense. I mean, the biggest thing was like, I truly and honestly thought I was going to be happy once this one thing happened, and then same situation. And now I'm objectively probably not doing super, super terrible. It's not great, but it's not like, uh, you know, beans and rice freak out, it's kind of situation. Um,
What if you
yeah,
had a magic
I don't know.
wand? What would you think, financially speaking? Like, if you had a magic wand, what would you change about this situation that would result in these feelings going away? So, like the stress, feeling behind, what would you change about this to help you get there in your view?
I don't. My first gut thing is like, oh, if I had like 6 month emergency fund, uh, that would help, you know. But I feel like that's almost the same thing as like I paid off my debt, you know. That's just the next step.
It's funny how that works, right?
Yeah, it sucks.
Um, Zach, are you familiar with the hedonic treadmill? The concept of the hedonic treadmill?
Oh yeah, I like that analogy a lot. That's like the one where it's like you kind of get regulated to whatever situation you're in after roughly a 3 to 6 month period, right?
Yeah, it's like our brains are so good at adapting. Let me try to find an image here.
Yeah, that the new normal becomes like, well, the new flashy thing becomes normal. Like there's like an example of like you get a new house and like you're excited about it, and then like after a while it's just your house where you put your stuff.
Yep. So like despite major positive or negative events in your life, you pay off your debt, you get a raise, you get laid, or you go through a breakup, you go through a job loss. These are like major positive negative events. And you'll be happy when the positive ones happen, you'll be unhappy when the negative events happen. But over time, we sort of return to this sort of baseline.
Yeah.
So there's a lot I want to talk about, but I want to be sort of respectful of time here. I think
No, for sure, yeah.
let's go through just the technical stuff, come up with a simple plan for that, just so at least that's taken care of, and then I'll leave you with maybe one thing for sort of the psychology stuff. Is that fair?
Sounds great. Yeah, I didn't really have much of a thing. It was the stress and anxiety thing. I guess that really at the end of the day that I'm dealing with.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I appreciate the honesty. I know it's really hard to talk about this stuff.
No, totally. Like, yeah, I mean, like that was the big point of frustration for me, honestly. Yeah, but of course I'm more than happy.
Okay. So the very first thing is let's stop investing in the employee stock purchase stuff. Let's stop investing beyond the match in your 401k. Let's get some extra income and buff up the savings. What are your thoughts on that?
Okay. Yeah. That's like been a debate for me for a while. The ESPP specifically, because it's actually just free money with a 6 month delay that I'm like kind of passing up.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because it's like a free 15% gain biannually, right?
And you're going to get that in April?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, are you comfortable having 1,000 in savings for the next 3-4 months?
That's been like the big debate for me is like theoretically I can stop it if something happens, right? Like, and then I could just shut off the switch, and then I like if I have some random expense, but the way it's set up right now is like I'm essentially like it's kind of risky maybe where I'm like I just feel like anything up to I'm putting the 15% of my paycheck maximum into that right now, and then 401k is just at the match maximum, which is 5%, so that's the whole 20 right there.
Okay.
Yeah, I have the only issue I have with that is that like mathematically it's not an optimal decision. You know what I mean? Because like I'm actually just passing up free money at the end of the day because I get a free 15% return on anything I put in that.
Yeah.
That being said, like the loss on it is maybe like $500 by stopping it right now.
Yeah.
Like, and is that worth stress? You know, I don't know.
Exactly right. That's exactly where I was headed with this. So yeah, cool. Extra 15%, $500. It's cool, but I mean, I'm more focused on these feelings of being behind the stress, right? So if we can at least get these numbers to a certain foundation, I'm not saying it's going to solve all your problems, but that's one less thing, and then we can focus on other things once we're there. So I say, fuck the employee stock purchase plan, fuck any additional contributions to the 401k, get all the excess cash you have, build up, I say at least a 3-month emergency fund, ideally 6. And then after that, you can go back to the ESPP or to your 401k, Roth IRA, whatever.
So just wait on the zero-based budget plan until I'm like, because yeah, I mean, I would actually like to be at a point where I'm like literally zeroing every single month and everything's going to the right place and not touching my checking account, because I think that's like the better way to run it. That makes sense. So just pause on that. I don't disagree with that actually whatsoever.
Okay,
that sounds good.
Cool.
Yeah.
So what do you feel in 3 months, 6 months? What's the goal here for you?
For what? When to turn it back on, or
how many months worth of expenses do you want in savings?
I'm commission, so I'm like one CEO flipping a switch on how my commission works from or like one spreadsheet away from like losing a decent amount of money. So probably 6.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll do a 6-month emergency fund. Once that's built up,
that's like 20 grand. Yeah. Including checking probably.
Yeah. So if you're for 3,200, I mean, you can do just the essentials if you want. That's 2K, around 2K ish. Whatever.
My number was like 15, I think. I think that might be about right for me because I'm also single and I don't like in terms of like obligations. You know what I mean? Like I'm not married.
Okay. So if we do 6 months of your expenses, 3,200, that's about 19K. If you do just the essentials, that's 12K.
Yep.
So what would you feel again? What would feel more comfortable for you?
I think by the time I get to 15, my car's paid off too. That's a thing. Like just when I am like playing out like when I would get to 15, assuming things go about normal. Like my car is paid off anyways, and then my expenses lower by like a substantial amount, and then I have too much cash.
We'll talk about that.
Kind of thinking like 15.
We'll talk about the car in a second. I just your savings. Like what can you commit to here? What would make you feel better? You think?
15 grand.
15
probably.
grand. Okay, cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's dial back the employee stock purchase plan. Let's dial back any other investment beyond the 401k match, and let's pump money into savings.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, that would probably work.
Cool.
Yeah, I just needed somebody to tell me to stop doing that. I think maybe because it is like I was pretty much I read through the ESPP thing like a lot just to make sure there wasn't any term and condition on like a vesting period or something. But it pretty much the way it's written out, it's actually just free money that I get at the end of the day. Like if I liquidate on the date of like on the grant date,
Okay.
But it's just leading to such a gnarly cash situation that I'm like stressing about it maybe.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
No, probably not.
Let's build a solid foundation and we'll build from there.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. As for the car, as for the debt, again, student loans, I don't really care about. It's pretty reasonable. The 12K auto loan, 5.7% rate, I'm not stressed about it. I like to pay off all consumer debt, but my main concern for you, Zach, is I want you feeling a little better. So I want to like reduce the feelings of being behind, reduce the stress, reduce the guilt. That's a whole different topic, the guilt, but at least taking care of the essentials, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like I was chatting with a therapist, and they were like, you got to at least start with the essentials, and that's like waking up, not scrolling, get some sunlight, touch some fucking grass, right? That's like essentials for your mental health. That's like not even like cognitive behavioral therapy, anything complex. It's just the essentials. We have to get the essentials done for just the finances. And then we build on top of there, right?
Yeah. I also make more money at work when I'm not stressed, I would say. That's the funny thing about it.
I'm sure you're everyone's better to be around when they're not stressed, When I'm stressed, my wife doesn't want to like deal with me. So it's like, it's better for everyone.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Awesome.
Cool.
Yeah. I'm happy to shut off the ESP. I'll probably do that like in the next 10 minutes here.
Perfect.
Cool. That'll help. And then I'll be not super stressed. And then it's, yeah, at that point I'm making okay money, I would say. At least in going into my checking account.
Yeah. And then we can take it from there. Just one step at a time. Let's beef up that savings. And then we'll take it from there. We can either attack the debt afterwards, or we can start investing Roth IRA or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, that sounds about right.
Cool.
It's just thank you. I appreciate you.
Of course,
I'm sure we got tons of other callers. I didn't mean to take up too much of your time.
No. Happy to chat. This is a good conversation. If you have questions, dude, you're in the Discord. Just ask questions. We're there. Hit us up.
Yeah.
Drop some memes. Like, we like to goof off. So.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Have a great rest of the day.
Thank you. You too, man. Take care.
All right. Take care.
All right. So, appreciate the patience. This was a really good call for one reason. For one main reason. As you imagine, I talked to a lot of people. I think we talked to like hundreds of people last year on these calls. One major theme, one recurring theme is you can make a lot of money. Doesn't mean you're going to save a lot. Doesn't mean you're going to feel better, right? So money, the technical side, is important, but what's equally important, if not more important, I'd say more important, is getting the money psychology. Which is harder. Anyway. So next we have Demon Slayer. Is Demon Slayer here? And if you're just joining us, welcome to the Rich Nerd Live Show. We're here to chat with you about your finances. We're here to help you all become rich nerds. If you want to have a conversation, feel free to join the queue. The commands will be in Twitch and YouTube. If you're on TikTok, there is a button on the bottom left to request to join. And if we can get to 10,000 likes, if you can tap the screen for me, I'd appreciate it. Oh, Young Prince, you switch users. Right, so I have one person on Twitch, then I have Zach Spider, then I have Caden. Okay, so Young Prince, you are Demon Slayer? Yeah, if you guys want to join and you're on TikTok, there is a button on the bottom right next to the silhouette of two people. And that's how you can join the queue. On TikTok, so far in the queue, I have Zach Spider, Caden, SVN, Kieran, A, Adam, Low, KJ. We're not going to get to everyone tonight. I have about another hour. But I'm for sure going to get to Zach Spider, Young Prince, and probably two others or so. We will be back Thursday, 6 p.m. Be sure to follow. These calls are 100% free. If I can get you guys to help support the channel, just head over to the link in my bio. And we have various ways to support the channel for free. Opening up a high yield savings account if you don't have one. Viewing my investment portfolio, also free. All these things support the channel, and I'd really appreciate it. Okay, next caller. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Are you Young Prince or Demon Slayer?
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
both of
cool.
them.
Okay, you're both of them. Really quick, are you at least 18 in the US or Canada and are okay with being in our videos on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, etc.?
I am. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, what's going on?
Yeah. So my name's Rohan. I'm from Texas. I'm 22 years old. I make about $160,000 a year.
Ooh,
Currently working as a software engineer, just like yourself when you used to. But yeah, I just have a couple questions about my assets and how I should allocate certain things. Some of my goals as well. Um, Currently, I'm also pursuing my master's at the same time, so gone pretty busy with that. And I recently just started getting into investing, so I don't know a whole lot, but I'm trying to learn as I go. So yeah,
wow, okay. So you're 22, you're making six figures as a software engineer.
yes,
My gosh, good for you. How much is your take home pay each month?
yeah. So it's like I have RSUs as well. So if I include all of that, it's like gross, like maybe 13K a month. Net like 10K.
Okay, it's up to you. We can include the RSUs with these calculations, or that can just be like an added bonus later on.
Yeah, let's include it just because
Okay.
I kind of include that as like my assets or what I'm saving. So yeah,
All right. What would you say that is net each month, roughly?
about 10.
Okay. So you're a software engineer, but you're 22. So you were in. It seems like you graduated really fast.
Well, I just did my bachelor's, so I started when I was 18 and then just graduated, and now I'm doing my master's and working at the same time.
Wow. So you graduated in 4 years.
Yeah, with my bachelor's, yeah,
Wow. What'd you major in?
computer science.
Man, it's rare to see like engineering grads actually finish in 4 years. It took me like
R-
6 years.
Oh, really? For
Yeah,
your bachelor's?
for my bachelor's. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. So good for you. You got a really early start.
thank you. Yeah.
Do you have any debt?
I have no debt, thankfully.
Wow. Was how'd you pay for school? What was that story?
Um, I'm very grateful to have parents that paid for everything basically,
Okay,
like
nice.
living expenses and college and my car and everything basically. So,
Right on. Yeah, take advantage if they're willing to help you.
yeah,
Right on.
definitely.
And what are your expenses?
So, right now I'm living in Austin, Texas. So, I spend about 3K a month. So, it's like 1.5 on rent, and then the other 1.5 is basically on everything else that I need, like for fun or food, gas, stuff like that.
Wow, such low expenses with respect to your income. So left over, it's like about 7K ish, huh?
About 7K, yeah.
Wow, insane. Okay. What do you have in savings?
I have $0 in savings. I had a high yield savings account and I just took all that money and threw it into my brokerage. So
Okay.
definitely something to work on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was expecting like a car or something, so it's good that you invested it at least.
Yeah.
Okay. What about assets? What do you have in stocks, crypto, real estate, everything?
Assets, I hit 100K
Wow,
just
good for
recently.
you. Good for you. I'm curious to see what 100K would look like after 30 years and not investing another penny. That would turn into over $700,000. Not investing another penny. And you would be 52 years old. Pretty nuts, right? Assuming you just invest
That's
in the
nice
overall
to hear.
stock market.
Yeah.
That's not, and this is after inflation. This is 7% return. All right. So just to recap here, Rohan, you're 22, you live in Austin, Texas, you make around $10,000 per month net as a software engineer, zero debt, $3,000 per month in expenses, zero savings. You took a bunch of money out and put it into the stock market, and you currently have $100,000 in assets. So Rohan, looking at these numbers, what's your first thought? How do you feel about these numbers?
I feel pretty good about these numbers. I would just say like my biggest concern, I would say, is like my diversification, because I'm very like US heavy right now and I don't have any international exposure. So I was wondering if that was a problem you see, or if I should be more aggressive given my age.
So you're currently investing in just US stock market index funds?
Yeah, I'm about like 70% VU, 30% QQQM.
So this is one of these debates, Rohan, that people will argue about until the end of time. A lot of people are like, US index funds, you're done, right? VOO and chill, throw some NASDAQ if you'd like. Others are like, hey, we don't know if the US is going to continue performing the way it has long term, so we also like a little bit of international. Both are fine. It's ultimately what is most comfortable for you. So are you comfortable with this? Like, what are your sort of thoughts, sort of opposing thoughts, I guess, concerns?
Concerns. I see a lot of stuff online about, how, the US might not be the leader in the future, in the next 20, 30 years. So just seeing like stuff like that online makes me feel like I should invest in that, but I just can't find myself to invest in that. Just based on like the previous returns, which I know doesn't, predict future returns, obviously, but that's just one of those things where I just feel like I don't want to put my money in it, but it feels like the right thing to do.
Yeah, ultimately, the best portfolio is one that's going to let you sleep at night and go and live your life and not have to worry about that stuff, So if you find that you're always going to be worried, like, oh man, should I do some international? Then probably just do international, like whatever allocation you feel comfortable with. If it's like 5%, 10%, whatever.
I see, yeah. And do you feel like holding my RSUs is something I should do? Because my income and my, portfolio would be tied to, a huge amount of it would be tied to one company, basically. So that's it's a risk, basically. Is that something I should do, or?
The best question to ask yourself, the best question I've heard so far, is would you go out of your way to purchase your company stock if you weren't employed by them?
Probably not.
Okay, that's an indicator to me that dump it immediately and then put it into whatever portfolio you feel most comfortable with.
Okay, got it.
I did the same with Amazon. I dumped my RSUs and just, invested it elsewhere.
I see, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I had another kind of thing I was debating with myself about. I wanted to buy a new car and just wanted to know if it seems like a smart idea to get this car.
Okay. Do you currently have a car?
I do. I currently have a car.
Does it work?
Just felt like it was time for something new. Yeah, it works.
Okay, what kind of car is it?
It's a Honda Civic.
What year?
2019.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you were to buy a new car, what kind of car would it be?
I was considering a BMW 4 Series.
How much does that cost?
Well, I was gonna buy like a 2022 one used. It was around like 45K.
Okay. So generally speaking, I would just do no more than 30-ish% of your gross income. So what do you make gross with the RSUs roughly each year?
About 160.
Okay. So I wouldn't go over 48,000. The other thing I'd keep in mind is, I mean, we all know that BMWs aren't the greatest for maintenance, so just understand the additional costs. So everything from fuel, insurance, maintenance, and repairs. And then also depreciation would be nice. It's probably going to be, if it's a new one, they'll depreciate about 60% in 5 years. So just having an understanding of all of these over the course of 5 years, they call all of this the TCO, total cost of ownership. Just understand this number, just so you know exactly what it's going to cost you. Because it's not going to be $45,000 over the course of 5 years. Probably closer to like, I don't know, 70 maybe, something like that. From an affordability,
Including all those things. Okay.
exactly, including fuel, insurance, maintenance, repairs, depreciation. But from an affordability perspective, yeah, I mean, your income justifies this. Now, let's do something else here. Let's also say you take that 45K and just invest it. I want to see what the difference is here. So we went from about 700,000 over 30 years to 1.1 million. So that's about $400,000 over the course of 30 years. So we have to balance and say, okay, what's more valuable to me? Is like buying stuff more valuable for me now? Do I want to reach a point where I'm work optional? Is that more valuable? Should I delay this car purchase? You know what I mean? I don't want to be like, Rohan, you just got to save, bro. Save, bro. That's all you got to do. No, like if you want a car, get a car. But like, just make sure you are intentional about it, you know?
Makes sense, yeah. I mean, I guess it's just a mental switch for me because this entire time, like this whole year that I was working, or I was even working in college, and I was just saving every dollar I made basically and try to keep my expenses low. But now I'm like reaching a point where it's like, oh, I want to travel more, I want to have a nice car, stuff like that. But it's just outweighing like the pros and cons, I guess, of that.
Okay, good. You've thought about this. Great.
Yeah.
It's all about balance, man. You're only going to be 22 living in Austin. Are you single?
I am single, don't have a girlfriend or anything like that, so
yeah. So Rohan, just keep in mind you'll only be 22 single living in Austin once in your life. So we don't want to sacrifice too much, but delayed gratification isn't only good for building wealth, but it's also good for building habits. Because it's really easy to get caught up in, oh, time to upgrade this, and then you sort of start chasing the wrong thing, and then your life is not as fulfilling as it could be.
True. Yeah. I guess I wanted to talk about my asset allocation as well, and just see whether the way I'm doing things is correct. Right now, I'm kind of maxing my 401k, maxing my HSA, and then investing the rest in like my Roth IRA first, and then the rest of it just dumping it in my brokerage. The person before me, you said like, oh, only put it to the match however much the 401k is. Do you feel like I should max it out for the tax savings, or do you think I should keep that money post-tax and, maybe increase my emergency fund or put more in my brokerage?
Yeah, I would say stop all investing until you've built up a solid 6 months. So beyond the 401k match, I would get this built up to 6 months just in case. And then after that, I like the order. I think this is what I would do if I were starting over. I would get the 401k match. I would max out my Roth. I would max out the HSA 401k. And then anything excess would go into a brokerage account.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess a midterm goal I had was to become a millionaire before I'm 30. Um, do you think that's possible given where I'm at right now? Obviously, I need to continue having a high income. Um, you know, being in tech, it's pretty volatile, so that's also something that, you know, I have to keep in mind as well. But yeah, this is a goal like I set out for myself like a year ago, so just want to see what you think of that.
So you said you want to be a millionaire by 30.
Yes.
Okay. It's a great goal to have. I would challenge you on that a little bit and ask what's significant about $1 million by age 30.
It's just financial freedom, I guess. It's the first step of financial freedom for me, or what I planned in my head, I guess.
Okay.
I want to retire by 45. That's the second goal I had. So I feel like this is just one step of the way there.
You said by 45?
By 45, yeah.
Okay. So this is the money right here. This is what I was trying to get at here. I don't really think of it as, oh, I need to get to a certain net worth by a certain age. It's just what's the end goal? And then we just need to get to that by a certain age. So instead of having like micro milestones along the way, you can do that if you want, if it keeps you motivated. But it's when do you want to retire and how much do you need? So let's run a quick example here. So let's say if you were to retire by 45, how much you think you'd want each year to live off of?
Probably like 300K.
300,000. Okay. So let's run that. So you're going to retire by 45 and you want $300,000 per year. Really, the simple math here is you multiply this number by about 25. Maybe you've already done this already. And this is your sort of FIRE number, your financial freedom number, times 25. You need about 7.5 million or so. The idea is you have all this money invested and we withdraw about, and this number will actually fluctuate realistically, about 4% per year, which would be about $300,000. The key is to fluctuate that number based on how the market performs. So if we're in a recession, probably dial it back. So that'd be 7.5 million. You'd have to have that much invested roughly by age 45. Now you currently have about, you said $100,000 invested, yeah?
Yeah, just about.
_Alegvan just subscribed with Prime.
Thank you, Alex. I'll talk to you in a second. Let's run some numbers. How much are you currently investing each month or each year?
Well, this year was a little more because I had like my bonuses, like signing bonus and all that. So this year was about 110K.
Okay. Going forward, what do you think is a comfortable number for you?
Well, right now, being single, probably like 90, but maybe that could change when I am not single anymore and future obviously, like right now I'm young, so my expenses are not that much. I know it's going to increase over time, so but
if
I
we
like
do,
to keep that goal of 90. Yeah.
That's a great goal. So if we do $90,000, the math would come to $5.2 million after 23 years. So you're 22 now, you want to retire by 45, you got 23 years ahead of you. You have $100,000 currently invested. I know you can't see the left side here, but I basically have your current investment, which is $100,000. 23 years we're investing for. We're getting a 7% return, and we're investing $90,000 per year. That gets us $5.2 million. If we sort of mess with these numbers a little more, let's say we do 100,000, still not there. Let's maybe like 150. Oh, a little too much. How about 125? Okay, we're getting a little closer. What was it, 7.5? Was it? Yeah, 7.5 million. Let's say 140,000. Okay, so probably like 130, 135.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Yeah, so roughly that would take $135,000 per year that you'd have to invest in the stock market to reach this freedom.
quite a
number.
bit more, basically. Yeah.
Quite a bit more. Yeah. Now, here's the thing. You can probably live off of less than 300,000, right?
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is kind of just like my luxury kind of,
Yeah,
I
sort
guess
of
what
pie
I
in the
want.
sky kind of
Yeah.
dream. Yeah, totally fine.
Yeah.
I think what you'll find as you get older, you sound like a really smart dude. I think what you'll find is you'll value time and freedom more than luxury. And you'd be willing
I
to
see,
take a pay cut and reduce your lifestyle. I did exactly that. I took a major pay cut leaving Amazon, but it was 1,000% worth it.
I see. Yeah.
But if this is what you want, it's what you want. All good. But now we have some general idea. And with this goal in mind and the rough numbers we've calculated, now you look at the BMW and you're like, huh, okay, maybe maybe I don't buy the BMW. You know what I mean?
Makes sense. I have a perfectly fine car right now, so
Yeah. So you just think about what is more valuable to you and you make your decisions based on that.
yeah. I think I'll prioritize travel maybe more in my 20s.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
Great. All right. Anything else before we hop off here?
That should be it.
All right, Rohan. Well, keep it up, man. You're crushing it.
Thank you.
Take care.
You too. Thanks.
Bye. All right. That kind of worked out perfectly. In my head, when I was thinking about the BMW, I was thinking about financial freedom. And so I was kind of implying like, hey, like, what do you value more? So it's kind of cool that we actually got to one of his ultimate goals is to retire by 45. And it really puts into perspective priority, right? Okay, so next on the list we have Zach Spider on TikTok. Oh, TikTok. I need a huge favor, guys. I need you to tap the screen like crazy. We usually do like 5,000 likes per caller. It's completely free. It supports the channel. And if you're just joining us, welcome to the Rich Nerd live show. We're here to help you all become rich nerds. So if you have a problem with your finances, you have some debt you want to pay off, you're lost, you're confused, you're stressed, we're here to help. Tuesday, Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific. We won't get to everyone tonight, unfortunately, but we'll be back. Let me talk to chat really quick. Alex, thank you for the sub. How you doing, man? That website is Bankrate's compound interest calculator. You can use any compound interest calculator to do the same thing. Investing that much requires a super high income. It does, yes. He is a software engineer. At 22, he's making already 160 something thousand. So he's, I mean, if he works for it, he can probably make 300K later in his career. It's completely reasonable. Andrea says, what's that formula you use to determine how much you need to retire? You take your annual expenses, however much you want to live each year, multiply it by 25. That's generally how much you'll need invested. What's up, Gray? How you doing, man? Gray on Twitch says, I'm kind of curious, are raises and promotions on the same cycle, or does it depend on the company? It depends on the company. Some companies, you don't even get a raise. Do you recommend accounting? I think accounting is great, yeah. Okay, let's get Zach on here. Hello.
Hello, Rich. How are you?
I'm well, Zach. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Awesome. Thank you for your patience.
No problem.
Now that we're here, how can I help? What's going on?
Oh, I'm Zach. I'm 28. I live in London, Ontario, and I make 9,600 after taxes.
$9,600
Yeah.
per month after taxes.
Yes.
Oh, that's a great income, Zach. What do you do?
I'm a senior project manager in one of these big companies.
You said you're a senior program manager, project manager. Okay.
Yeah.
For what kind of company?
It's a construction company.
Construction company. Okay. That's a great income, dude.
Yeah, but I haven't been doing great
You haven't been doing great with what?
with the planning and everything.
So you make good money, but you haven't been doing a good job managing it?
No.
Okay. Well, that's what we're here to help with. So, what else you got for me here? Any debt?
Auto. Just car.
Just a car. Okay. What's the balance on the loan?
16K.
16,000. Okay. What's the interest rate?
6.1.
6.1. Okay. What kind of car is it?
It's Lexus RX.
Alexis what?
RX.
RX.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. And Zach, what are your expenses?
4K a month.
4,000 per month. Does this
Yes.
include everything, the essentials and having fun?
Everything.
Perfect. Okay, so you're saving more than half your income.
Not really.
Theoretically.
Yes.
Okay. Let me get an exact number here. I'll round down just a little bit. So 5.5K. Okay. What do you have in savings?
10K.
Say 10K?
Yes.
Okay. How about assets? Stocks, cryptocurrency, real estate?
Yeah, I only have 8K in stock.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
Okay. So 8K total. Okay, just to recap, Zach, you're 28. You live in Ontario. You make $9,600 per month after tax. You have $16,000 in debt. That is an auto loan, 6.1%. $4,000 per month in expenses. 10K in savings. $8,000 in assets. What is the number one thing that's stressing you out about these numbers?
I don't know any of my friends who make as much as I make, but some way, somehow, they have more money than me.
It's funny how that works, huh?
Yeah, I don't know.
So it's almost like it's not how much you make, it's how much you save,
Yes.
right? So what do you think is the problem? Just discretionary spending, you can't really control it? Or what?
First things first, I tend to help a lot of people.
Sorry, you're breaking up. What was that?
I tend to help a lot of people.
Oh, you help a lot of people.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Tell me about that.
So basically, it varies from, oh, I'm stuck in rent, I need help, there's somebody who has a crisis here. So basically, I've been a savior for everyone.
And are these friends, family, a mix of both, strangers?
Honestly, it's mostly friends and family.
Friends and family.
Yes.
Has this been more than once for the same person?
Yes.
Okay. What sort of things do you help them with?
Cash, actually, cash.
But what problem are you helping them solve with the cash? Like what problems do they have?
It could be I don't have money for insurance this month. They're coming to repossess my car. I'm low on rent. Somebody's sick, but it's just a lot of stress.
I see. Well, you're a nice guy, Zach. It's very nice of you to help people.
I know. And I don't want to be nice no more.
You don't want to be nice no more. I think,
Yes.
Zach, I think you can still be nice, but you can set boundaries, right? And you could maybe advocate for yourself. Zach, do you have a hard time advocating for yourself? Speaking up
I
for
have a
yourself?
hard time saying no.
Okay. Yeah, it's hard. It's uncomfortable, right? You don't want them to, you want them to think highly of you. You don't want to be a bad person, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's normal feelings, When you give money to people, how do you feel afterward?
It really depends.
Really what?
It depends.
Okay. What are
Sometimes
the most common feelings?
really resentful. Other times I'm like, it's fine.
Okay, sometimes resentful, sometimes fine. What does fine mean?
I'm gonna make the same amount next month, so it should be okay.
Okay. Okay. The reason why I ask is it's really important to know how we're feeling and sort of identify and call out the feelings, which sounds totally unrelated to money, right?
Yes.
But it turns out it's 1,000% related, right?
Yeah.
Our behaviors with money, it's completely emotional and psychological and sometimes illogical,
Yes.
right? Okay. So you said that you don't want to be nice no more.
No, actually, I found you alive December last year, and it was actually the last live of the year.
Hmm.
And I was like, okay, next year, beginning of 2026, I'll be here.
I love it. All right. New year, new you, huh? Okay,
Yes.
so what's your plan with that? So I can help you out with the technical stuff here. That's the easy part. But I think the challenge is being able to say no, not feeling bad about it, having those conversations, navigating those conversations, potentially severing relationships. That's going to be the harder part. So what's your plan? Like, how are you going to tell people we're done?
I don't know.
Let's role play it. Zach, my cat's sick, man. I love my cat so much. I don't have the money, man. Can you lend me $2,000?
I'm sorry, but it's not one of my priorities right now. I would love to help, but I can't.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Now it's gonna be much harder when you're talking to someone you know and love, right? Because I'm just a stranger. So here's one strategy. Regardless of what you do, there's going to be kicking and screaming. Do you at least accept that?
Yes.
Okay, because we have sort of created a monster here where we fed it, and then now it doesn't get what it wants, and it's going to be very unhappy. So just expect some pushback, expect some drama. It's inevitable. One thing you can do is say, hey, I would love to help you. You're my friend, you're my family, I love you, but this is the last time. I'm going to give you one last help, whatever it is, and after this, you're going to have to help yourself. I can help you in other ways. I'm going to be there for you. You need a ride to a job interview, right? But financially speaking, this is the final one.
Okay.
Okay. And then the harder part is when they come back to you again and they ask for more. And that's where you got to put your foot down and say, hey, remember the last time we spoke? I said this is the last one. I'm sorry. But if I can help in a different way, let me know. You're my friend, you're my family, blah, blah, blah. What are your thoughts on that strategy?
100%.
Okay.
Because I don't want to. I'm turning 30 is around the corner.
Yeah.
And I made the same amount for the past 3 years. And this is what my savings look like.
This is what?
This is what my savings look like.
Yeah, it's just been the same, huh?
It's
Hasn't moved.
terrible.
Yeah. So by age 30, it's typically recommended that you have around 1 times your annual salary saved for retirement. So what's your annual salary right now?
It's 115 after taxes.
Okay. So this asset number really, by the time you're 30, should be about that, about like 150 or so. Now, here is the silver lining, Zach. You have an awesome income, you have reasonable expenses, you're left over with about 5K. Let's just see what happens if we put that money to work.
Okay.
So you have $8,000 currently invested. Let's say, I don't know, you retire in 30 years or so, and you invest $5,000 per month just to see what happens. That grows. Let me make sure that's not a bug. That grows to $5.7 million, assuming we get just average stock market returns, about 7% after inflation.
Yeah.
Pretty
That
nuts,
looks
right?
like-
You can catch up insanely fast.
Okay.
Yeah. And we can see this, we can see a breakdown in 10 years. It's about 800K, right? 20 years, 2.4. So plenty of time to catch up. But it's going to take quite a bit of discomfort to have these conversations. And it's really easy to just go back to what you were doing before and caving and just continue helping people, right?
Because something crazy is in 2024 December, my savings had 125.
Wow. Wait, hold on. December of 2024?
Yes,
You had, sorry, how much was that?
124.
You had $124,000 about a year ago in savings, and now it's down to 10,000?
Correct.
What happened?
Just constant asking.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, we can, we can dwell on this forever, or we can take this 5K and build some wealth and just move forward.
Yeah, no. When I looked at the numbers about 2 weeks ago, I was just so upset with myself, and I was like, I make the same money, and it's something I can fix, and I can catch up.
So I'm happy you said that, because it's what's really hard to do is to avoid judging yourself, right? So the next time you feel that way, you're like, man, if I would have just XYZ, I could have had all this money. And if I just like stood up for myself, blah, blah, blah. Going forward, I encourage you to try to intercept those thoughts, those feelings. Be like, okay, I feel this way. It's totally valid. That's my body trying to tell me something. But also, I'm a good person. I was helping people, right? So I'm a good person. Like, right on. I'm helping people. And also, I make good money and I can totally catch up. Okay, maybe things aren't so bad. So we've sort of had these negative thoughts, the self-judgment, the self-criticism, and we've sort of acknowledged them and then crafted a more rational response so we can move forward. Notice how I'm not spending a whole lot of time on the numbers. I'm spending all of our time on the psychology,
Yeah.
right? It's that important. So, yeah, two main things. Having these conversations and really try to avoid the self-judgment. Like have some self-love, right? Go easy on yourself.
Yeah, no, I'm not too hard on myself, but I'm just upset. You know,
Yeah.
how could I not see this? And helping when it's helping, not helping anymore, and now it becomes sort of
Uncomfortable?
no. When does help stop being help and actually becomes something that now starts deteriorating your lifestyle? Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah. But we acknowledge those feelings, and then our inner CEO steps up and says, "Hey, moving forward, we're going to be okay as long as we set those boundaries and start investing."
If I would have used that money on myself, I wouldn't be so upset
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
because I'm the same guy who's working maybe 60 to 70 hours a week. Not going for much holidays, not taking too much time off. So what's the point if you're just gonna give it all away?
Yeah. It's frustrating, right?
It's terrible.
Okay. Can I give you one last thing before we hop off here?
Yes.
This is something I'm learning to do. I struggle with this a lot. I think all men do. We're not really taught to sort of acknowledge our feelings, but I thought, in this situation, the feeling here is being angry, right?
Yes.
But it turns out we have more feelings than just being angry. You could be let down. You could be humiliated, be bitter, mad, aggressive. You can be betrayed, resentful, disrespected, ridiculed, violated, furious, jealous. So I encourage you to take a look at this sort of wheel of emotion and circle all the things that this situation has made you feel and call it out. It's like, yeah, I was let down. I was humiliated. I am bitter. Circle all of them. It's incredibly important that we acknowledge and identify and call out these feelings.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. And I have a question about investing.
Sure.
So right now, I'm heavily invested into NVIDIA and quantum stocks.
Okay.
So should I just continue that path, or
So your
should I just
8K,
go, basically focus on NVIDIA, and then the rest is broken down to quantum stocks?
so your $8,000 is invested in NVIDIA and quantum computing stocks.
Yes.
So I would say no more than 10% of your portfolio should be in individual stocks. The 90-ish percent should be in index funds
Okay.
that are investing in the entire stock market, the entire Canadian stock market, US market, international markets, whatever you feel comfortable with. There are funds that invest in the entire world, one and done, but index funds should be the majority of your portfolio.
Okay. Initially, I was thinking of just also doing some individual stocks as well,
Okay.
just in case one of them,
Yeah, if you want to make some, higher risk bets, that's fine, but just make sure it's not a significant portion of your portfolio. So the general recommendation, 5 to 10% roughly, because it's incredibly difficult to beat the stock market long term. So over the course of 10, 15, 20, 30 years, it's nearly impossible. Because companies come and go, profits come and go, competitors come and go. So just keep that in mind.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do right now is, because my goal by the end of the year is to have at least 50 to 60,000 invested. I don't care.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. So, and I'm gonna continue that part. I don't know, until for the rest of my life. I don't know. I think I've helped enough that I can stay for the rest of my life without helping. I don't know.
You've done your part, Zach. At some point, people have to take ownership over their lives, right?
Yes.
And you can help people in other ways. So I want to emphasize that. You don't have to just be like, no, I'm done with you forever. You can say, hey, financially speaking, I'm sorry, guys, I can't help you anymore. I don't want to enable bad behavior, but I can help you with resume or whatever.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good. Rich Knight, this helped a lot.
Good.
It was one of my 2026 goals to figure out my finances. And also, some months, I do make close to 11,000. So I want to make sure every single dollar goes straight to my portfolio, at least.
Okay. I'd say before investing more, let's get the savings to 6 months of expenses. It's about 24K. Solid 6 months. And then after that, go hard on investing.
Okay. And
Okay.
does it look like I'll be able to retire by 50?
By 50, what's that, 20 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you do $5,000 per month for 20 years, assuming a 7% average annual return after inflation, it's about 2.4 million, which means you'd be able to withdraw roughly $104,000 per year, generally speaking.
I don't plan to stay in North America.
Okay. Then yeah, if you retire somewhere where it's significantly cheaper to live, then you're going to need less invested.
Okay. Sounds good.
Cool.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure, Zach. Good luck.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. All right. They're normally not that long, but I get hooked. Okay. Let me catch up on chat really quick. We have time for one more. We will be back on Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific. The past is the past. Just move on. You have plenty of time. Sure do. Yeah. You had the skills to do it before. You can find a way. Look at the support in chat. I love it. I love the wheel. Yeah, the very I wish they had this in school, right? I wish they had the wheel of emotion, especially for dudes. Especially for dudes. Don't chase the market. Exactly right. Yeah. Okay, let me get the last person on. If you guys are enjoying the content, be sure to follow. We do these Tuesdays, Thursdays, 6 p.m. Pacific. I would love to chat with y'all. If you can do me a huge, huge favor, if you're on TikTok, tap the link in my bio. There are links for the high yield savings account that I use. If you don't have a high yield savings, do yourself a favor for 2026 where you can earn a little bit of passive income every single month safely. It helps support the channel and it keeps these conversations free. I appreciate that. If you want to see my investment portfolio, what I invest in, there is also a link for that on my profile. I have Pistol. Pistols on Twitch. I do chat with people who are at least 18 or older, US or Canada, and who are comfortable being in our videos. Oh, there was a YouTube-worthy one. Okay. Time in the market over timing the market. Yes. Yes, A. Okay, Pistol, are you in the Discord server? This will be the last call of the night, guys. If you want to have a conversation, I would love to. Come back Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific. Advice for gambling addiction. Seek out a counselor. A gambling counselor. Yeah. They'll be more qualified than me to help you with that. Pistol. Paging, hold on. Paging Pistol. Bow chicka wow wow. How would you account for inflation when it seems crazy high right now? Well, our inflation rate historically has changed, right? There are times of high inflation, low inflation, average inflation. Long term, it's averaged out to about 3%. "22-year-old banker, been investing since I was 10. I would love to chat." 10 years old? Johnny? Wow. Yeah. Again, guys, we have time for one more. It's going to be Pistol on Twitch, username Pistol. We'll chat more Thursday, 6 p.m. So if you want to hop in the queue, try to show up on time, 6 p.m. this Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific. All right. Hello. Can you hear me?
Hello? Hi, yeah.
Hi, how's it going?
It's good, how are you?
I'm doing well. Are you Pistols0 on Twitch?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay. And are you at least 18 in the US or Canada and are okay with being in our videos?
Yep.
Perfect. How can I help?
Yeah, so I'm mostly curious about like optimizing for taxes. So to start, I'm 25. My name's Tom. I have, I guess for income, my base is 130K. Then I have RSUs as well as like annual bonus. I also have some side projects or like businesses on the side, like software, SaaS. Yeah.
Nice. What are we looking at each month net, roughly?
Each month, I'd say about 16K.
Whew. What do you do for your day job?
Software engineer.
Of course. Okay. How long have you been that for?
26K debt. I've been engineer for like 2 years now.
2 years? Okay. And then you have some work on the side that you do as well.
Yeah.
So how much do you make from your day job and how much are you making on this little side project?
Day job base is 130K and then RSUs and bonus as well. And then the SaaS business did 11.5 in revenue the past 30 days.
The past 30 days?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. What is this this SaaS product?
It's like a B2C AI product. I don't really want to go into too much information if you don't mind.
Okay. No, good. Wow. Good for you. All right. So what's your debt look like?
Yeah, I have like 26K debt, but it's all student loans. It's about like 5 to 8% percentage interest probably.
Okay.
and that's pretty much it. I pay off all my credit cards and all my rent and stuff every month.
Awesome. What are your expenses each month?
My expenses come out to be about $6,500 a month for myself, probably.
Okay. Savings?
Savings, I have around like 35K.
Assets?
Assets, I have about 520K.
520,000?
Yeah.
Whew. What's the breakdown here?
Breakdown, there's 260 in a brokerage account, and then the rest of that 260 is a mix between 401k and like a mega backdoor 401k, as well as the company's RSUs. I let those ride, and then like a HSA as well.
Holy shit, man. Good for you. Crushing it. Insane. Where are you located? I forget.
In Seattle.
Oh, you're in Seattle.
Washington.
Nice. Right on. We're neighbors. Wow, dude, at 25, $520,000 net worth. How long did this take you?
I've been at it for a while, so you could say, I don't know, like 5 years or like 6 years, 6 or 7 years probably.
Just consistent investing over 6 years.
Not really investing, but like working on side projects and other like businesses, as well as like my engineering job. Yeah.
Okay. So investing in yourself, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm thinking like long term.
Good for you. Wow. Okay. So how can I help? Seems like you're doing great.
Yeah. I was mostly curious on how to break down and like optimize things for taxes. I know that you're probably not like a tax accountant or anything, but like seeing your perspective on this and what you think if I'm going anywhere wrong.
Okay. Tell me about your situation, tax-wise.
I like what questions do you want to know?
So for this business, do you have a formal business structure? Do you have like an LLC in place?
Yeah, it's a single LLC. I'm the 100% owner.
Okay, so you're a single member LLC. Are you being taxed as just a sole proprietor, or do you have like some S corp election, anything like that?
No, sole proprietor.
Okay. How long have you had this business for?
It's been registered for about 18 months.
And what has your revenue been like over those 18 months?
Let me see. North of 80,000, probably.
Okay, nice. And you're just paying you're doing your quarterly estimated taxes on that?
No, I report that with my normal personal tax.
Okay. I forget the details of the rules, but basically, if enough taxes aren't being withheld throughout the year, they could penalize you. Depends on various factors, but since you already have your W-2 job, it's possible that your enough is already being withheld, where quarterlies may not be applicable. But I'll make a note here for you.
Okay. Yeah, I've looked into things, and I see quarterly like taxes and stuff, but I haven't looked into that. I just saw it a couple times.
Do you have a tax person?
I had somebody do my taxes last year, but I don't have like an active tax person.
Okay. What's the plan for this business? Is it you plan to do this thing for a long time? You plan to get rid of it?
Yeah, I plan to have it for a while. If anything, I can just keep it on autopilot and just like milk it for cash and sort of have like a lifestyle business, if you want to call it that. But I do like working on tech and like making businesses and like thinking like a founder. So yeah, I wouldn't say an exit is like out of the picture.
Okay, I love it. Okay, how's your bookkeeping? Are you pretty on top of that?
For the business?
Yeah.
I don't collect I don't do monthly invoices myself, but I could gather them all. Like I gathered them all once the time is right.
Okay.
I guess I could get better on that probably.
Do you like track your business expenses? Do you have like a QuickBooks or Wave
Yeah,
accounting?
I have breakdowns that on my bank statements and my credit cards,
Okay.
which I can see how much is going in and out each month.
Okay, good. My initial thought is, of course, the biggest thing is hire a tax professional. Obviously, I can't give you tax advice. I'm just kind of get an idea of what you have and then give you some ideas. But hiring a CPA, for example, like I completely handed off all of my bookkeeping, my tax returns and tax planning. I just handed off to a firm. It's like $300-400 per month. They just handle everything. They change my tax selection to S corp, meaning I pay myself a reasonable salary of like let's say $40,000 per year. That 40K is subject to all the taxes you can imagine, federal, state, FICA, but then everything else isn't subject to self-employment tax, so you get some tax savings there. So your tax person will look into your situation and see if it would make sense for you to also like to file as an S corporation.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure there may be some ways to go about that better. Yeah, I should look into that.
Okay. They'll also see if you need to be paying taxes quarterly, so we can avoid any unnecessary fees there.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing was, what was I going to say? Do you have a solo 401k?
No, all my 401k stuff is from my W-2.
Okay. Consider looking into the solo 401k. It is incredibly powerful. You basically, since you're the business owner and the employee, you basically can contribute as the employer and the employee. And depending on how much money you make, you could potentially stuff away another like 70-ish K per year.
Mm-hmm.
And depending on which account you choose, if it's a traditional, you could potentially also lower your tax liability.
Can I stack that on top of my already 401k for my W-2 job?
Yeah.
That's okay. Because I also I believe I make a backdoor Roth 401k where I max out my 401k pre-tax entirely, right? And then I have the automatic rollover thing on Fidelity where I then max out my post or however much I want to do on my posts, and then it rolls over. Is that logical?
Yeah. I mean, if you make enough money, yeah, take advantage of the mega backdoor Roth. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Generally speaking, right? I don't know your specific situation and, when you plan to retire and, your tax person can help you with that as well. But yeah, generally speaking, stuffing more money away for retirement, that's a great thing.
Yeah, for sure. And then, I also do the HSA and I invest in there as well as the ESPP.
Nice.
But I don't really do a Roth IRA or an IRA. I'm not sure if I'm missing out there or what's up with that.
Yeah, I would generally take advantage of the IRA, the Roth IRA. Yeah. And then if you have stuff left over after the 401k, HSA, IRA, potentially solo 401k, if you still have money left over, then regular brokerage account. It's also awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What's your ultimate goal, long term?
It's just also goal long term is probably to be a founder and found a company and to work really hard and make something great. But financial wise, to have financial freedom and everyone says financial freedom, right? But I don't know. A couple $1 million, have a nice house and kids. Yeah.
Okay. What's the timeline for potentially being financially free, work optional?
I want to work probably all through my 30s and maybe a good chunk of my 40s. Probably I don't want to quit early. That's what I'm saying right now, but the world changes fast. So I'd say probably mid 40s, maybe relax a bit more.
Okay. Yeah, just based on everything you've told me, Tom, I feel like you're never going to retire. Like it sounds like you're just an entrepreneur. You just like to build shit. And maybe it's software now. Maybe you're making, I don't know, just making music. I have a guitar back there is why I say music. But like for me, I was making software. Now I'm making content. And I like to make stuff. So I don't think I'll ever retire. I'll just keep making stuff.
Yeah.
You know? But it is nice to know that, hey, I am work optional and I have enough money to be like, I'm just going to not work for a couple months or whatever. That is also nice.
Mm-hmm.
Have you done any calculations around that just to see how much you would need potentially?
Yeah, I mean, I've done the compound interest calculator and stuff. Yeah.
Okay. So if you were to retire or be work optional by, I don't know, 45, let's say, that's, 20 years. How much you think you'll need each year? Would you want to maintain the same lifestyle, you think?
Yeah, the same expenses a month at least, if not more.
Okay. So let's just say, I don't know, 16,000. That's about $192,000 per year. Multiply by 25. And roughly you'd need about $4.8 million to be able to withdraw each year. Around 4% of that, which is your target number of 192.
And then what does the compound interest, how do I get there through the compound? Like what's the duration on that?
Yeah, so you have around $520,000 currently invested. We invest for 20 years. And how much would you say you're investing per month or per year?
Last year I invested like 80,000. So, but by 12, that's 6.6 repeating per month.
Okay, so the compound interest math comes to about 5.2 million. So your current sort of trajectory, again, assuming 520 currently invested, 20-year investment horizon, 7% return after inflation, 80K per year, the math comes to 5.2 mil, which is, what do you know, more than your target number here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Zero concerns.
Yeah, I know. Like, I guess it's just me personally, but I like to strive for more. And so, like, of course, I'll just keep working, I guess, and just try to have a better life, and I guess make more money alongside of that. Yeah.
Okay. Can I ask you one final question? A really, really important one.
Sure.
Are you having fun?
Right now, yeah, I'm having tons of fun. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
And I think I'll keep having fun probably. If I'm not having fun, then I'm doing something wrong.
Yeah.
So.
Great. Well, that's all that matters. If you're having fun doing what you're doing now, great. Just keep going.
Yeah.
I wouldn't obsess too hard over I gotta be super efficient tax wise. It's sure, hire a CPA, they'll handle most of it. And then just sort of move on,
Mm-hmm.
You know how you're a software engineer, you know how premature optimization is an anti-pattern. You know how people try to same shit. It's just
that seems like it may be a one and done type of thing. Like you hire a CPA and sort of get your checks in line once, and then you're sort of good to go.
Exactly. Then you can move on and focus on the stuff that is important to you. That's more high value for you.
Right. Another thing, not a financial advisor either, or a investing person, but I'm also sort of risk. I like taking risk, obviously. So my portfolio is somewhat more heavy on the single stocks. You could say 40% of that portfolio is in 10 stocks, and then the other 60% is in VOO.
So 40% in about 10 stocks. What stocks are they?
They're in Amazon, Nvidia, Microsoft, Google. So almost like the Mag 7s.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I say it's too high. I'd say keep that at 10% or less. The reason for that is we just don't know what's going to happen long term. The graph I like to pull up here, it's a really good one. If we look at the S&P 500, So it's the top 10 S&P 500 companies decade by decade. So we look at 2024 here on the far right, we see who we expect: Apple, Nvidia, Microsoft, Alphabet, Amazon, Meta. We go back to 1985, literally none of those companies are here. Same for 1990, 1995, 2000. Oh, 2000 Microsoft popped up. So over time, we may not see this. So while they're really hot now, pretty much every company, and even people like Jeff Bezos, have come out and said, yeah, Amazon's eventually going to sort of kind of taper off, and they're probably going to switch to more of a kind of blue chip stable stock, increase their dividends, and be one of those companies.
Yeah.
Right. So based on that, it would make logical sense to limit that exposure and just get the market, either just the US, maybe some international, or if you really like specific sectors like semiconductors, you can get an ETF that is in semiconductors, and that way it's a little less, risky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I think the biggest takeaway here is like probably handle things better on the business side, and like higher CPA, and do my bookkeeping better probably.
Definitely.
And maybe look into that 401k thing as well for the solo one 401k.
Yeah, absolutely. If you can just hand off all this stuff, it's more mental bandwidth for you,
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. All right, man. Anything else?
Do you think so assuming that the S&P or whatever returns I don't know what you're calculating in that compound interest, but you're calculating 7% after inflation, right? So then say my debt is 6.5, then is it just better to put it in the market instead of paying off the debt?
Yeah, like my threshold is once you're over 6, it's the thing is it's not consumer debt, right? It's student loans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Honestly, I would just pay it off. Yeah,
I mean, I could just for mental clarity and stuff.
Just be debt free. I'm not super stressed about it, but I would just pay it off. I think I used to be more on the, let's leverage low interest debt and let's invest the difference. I used to be in that camp. I'm a little more on the peace of mind camp now as I get older, but you'll be fine. Just everything I've heard you say so far, I have no concerns.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. Thanks for your time, man. I appreciate it.
Of course. Take care. Good luck.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. All right, man. Software engineers, huh? Software engineers. All right, guys, that was the final call tonight. I'll answer a few questions here. We will be back Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific, so be sure to follow and join us then. I'd love to chat. Daniela, thank you for the gift. Okay, what's up, Colby? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Go buy NFTs. I like VTI. Solid. OpenAI / Anthropic next. Base on Twitch says, how would you invest $700,000 to $1 million today? Very little risk. Okay. When you say very little risk, you don't want really any volatility, no chance of your investment going down in value. Can you define low risk for you? Because depending on who I talk to, we have a, let's see, what's a good example? There's someone in our community named Wubsy. Is Wubs here? For someone like Wubs, low risk is the S&P 500. But for someone else, the S&P could be, medium to high risk, Updog, how you doing, Updog? 6.5% is a pretty good return to pay off the debt. It's tax-free and guaranteed. It's in that threshold. Fidelity recommends anything above 6%. So 6% or higher, generally they recommend just paying that off. I like peace of mind. I really like peace of mind. I'm here for my monthly cameo. Some people use high yield savings accounts to pay off bills and debt. I mean, you can. I think what ends up happening is, I love the high yield savings accounts. I think everyone should have them. If you don't have one already, highly recommend opening one. The one I use is linked to my bio. I think people obsess over it too much. They're like on a constant search to find the highest APY. It's like, oh man, mine's making 3.5. This one's making 3.7, right? It's a waste of time. Pick one. There are a lot of good ones, and then move on. There are more important things out there. I should get in that profession, I guess, yeah. 4 years experience, 192 base seems like either Microsoft 64 or Amazon SDE 3. I would think that's, actually we can find out right now. Wait, what was my base? My total comp was 250. I was an SDE 2 at Amazon. So I think my base was 150. What's the, levels.fyi, right? Is that what it's called? Yeah. Amazon SDE 2. 270. Base is 170. Yeah. So probably either an SDE 2 or a 63 at Microsoft. Anyway. What's the thought process behind having 2 different TikTok channels? It has been a, first of all, don't do that. Take my advice. The idea was the Finance Engineer channel has always been sort of an entertainment channel, money entertainment channel. It's sort of my outlet for like my love for sketch comedy. But I wanted to do something more like this. Initially, this channel was a mix of gaming and finance. I would play video games, answer questions in chat, interact with gamers in the game, ask them money questions. It was kind of like that. But I found it was just 2 completely different niches, and it was just difficult to find an audience, you know? So now it's more so, you know, a mix of like Dave Ramsey, Ramit Sethi, Caleb Hammer, and then just a bunch of nerd culture sprinkled on top of it. The Finance Engineer channel is my other channel. It's linked in my bio. That's probably going to evolve more into a personal brand channel. Do you know if they have high yield savings accounts that are worth it in Canada? Yeah. Yeah, there are. I don't remember the specific ones, but there are ones out there. Are you Dave? I'm not Dave. I have a little more hair than Dave. I just use SGov and doesn't count towards state taxes. Yeah, SGov's solid. Yeah, I use some SGov also. Just keep in mind that each time a dividend is paid, it's not a qualified dividend, by the way, it counts as ordinary income on a federal level. Just keep in mind that when dividends are paid, the value of the sort of stock goes down, which is a great reminder that dividends are not free money. I repeat, dividends are not free money. The value of your stock will go down by the amount of the dividend, roughly. I just want it to grow safely every year. Base, what's your timeline? For how long? I'm just curious. What I'm afraid of is, sure, you can have a low volatility investment, it'll grow safely each year, but long term, you know, we may miss out on, you know, substantial gains. So determining the purpose, determining the timeline is incredibly important. People say you should adjust your portfolio for your risk tolerance. Yeah, you can, but I think what's more important is to adjust your money psychology. Wealth Simple, thank you. Yes, Wealth Simple. That is one of them. Thank you, Skez. What are we doing right now? We're winding down. I'm going to hop off in just 1 to 2 minutes here, so just answering some questions. If you want to have a conversation like we did here with Tom, first of all, welcome to the Rich Nerd Show. We're here to help you all become rich. Not just rich nerds, rich f***ing nerds. If you like money, if you like nerd culture, you're in the right place. We're here to help some people. So Tuesday, Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific is when we have these live audit conversations. If you want to chat, show up this Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific, and be sure to follow. We have YouTube videos on YouTube. I don't know why I said it like that. We have videos on YouTube about high yield savings accounts, Roth IRAs, paycheck routine. Consider checking that out in the meantime. Nate Wallen says, do you think having $7,000 sitting in student loan debt is a big issue? I don't think so, as long as the interest rate's not crazy. The high yield savings account I recommend is linked on my profile. I also use it for my investments, just so it's all in one place. This is my day job, Mikey. Yeah, I'm a full-time content creator. We're on year 4. Crazy. The stock market is a roller coaster. The only people that die, are the ones who get off in the middle of the ride. Yep. Which is why getting that psychology in place is very important. Peaceful says, I'm in a position where I can't invest. I ruined my credit when I was in a long depressive episode. Okay. Well, if you want to chat, Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. We're about 30 minutes over. Happy to chat. So base is 41. You have $800,000. The market scares me, so leaning toward a high yield. I understand. It's scary to see your money fluctuate in value. Sometimes significantly, right? Right, last year's stock market return about 16, 17%. It was a good year, really good year. But some years it's the opposite. Some years it's negative 10, 15, 20%. So it's really scary to see that. Thank you, Mikey. What made you turn this into a career? A mix of things. I was getting kind of bored and burned out at work. I was a software engineer at Amazon. I missed doing creative work. I was in bands in the past. I've always wanted to make videos. Like, I was really into sketch comedy growing up. So it's nice just to have a change of pace, you know? This person, Tom, who we just spoke to, is a software engineer. Yeah. I see your stuff. My For You page has made me aware. Good. Good. I'm curious to hear about your experience with the stock market, or just the thing is, you know, people will say, "Oh, peaceful, bro. Why are you scared of the stock market? That's dumb." It's not dumb. Your past experiences have shaped your views, right? And your risk tolerance. So what's more important is to dig into that. What has caused you to feel this way, right? And then we could take it from there. In worst case, yeah, you have a portfolio that's a little less volatile, and that's better than not investing at all. Thank you for the gifts, lol. What is the best income resource as young? And best advice. What is the best income resource? Income resource. Is your question, what's the best way to make money? I have a lot of fears of inflation and devaluation of the dollar lately. Feel like its purchasing power has severely diminished. It has, yeah. Which is the purpose, one of the purposes of investing your money, right? What kind of software did you develop at Amazon? The first team I was on was Amazon Prime Air. So we were building the drone delivery, right? The drones that fly in the sky. That was the first team I was on for a couple of years. A lot of fun. The software we wrote was more for manufacturing software. So when the individual drone components, whether it's a motor, air data system, the navigation computers, whatever it is, our software would help test these components during manufacturing. I also worked in some cloud software and then robotics. It was a good time. I had a generally good time at Amazon, minus the on-call stuff I had to deal with. I'm 19, learning how to invest. I appreciate your content. Thank you, Mikey, and good on you. I think many of us here wish we learned this at 19, right? All right, guys, we got to pop off. It was a pleasure chatting with you all. Again, if you're new here, welcome to the Rich Nerd live show. On this channel, we teach nerds how to be rich. We host these live financial audit calls Tuesday, Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific. Be sure to follow, and we'll see you next Thursday, yeah? If you can do me a huge favor, if you can hit that follow button, if you can tap the link in my bio, we have links to high yield savings accounts that I recommend. You can see my investment portfolio to see what stocks I invest in. If you're looking for a credit card, there's a credit card finding tool, a lot of free resources that directly support the channel and can also put some money in your pocket. So I'd really appreciate. Beyond that, have an awesome night. I'll talk to you guys Thursday. Daniel, you missed it, dude. Literally. Good to see you, dude. We'll see you Thursday, yeah? All right. Skez, have a good night. Enigma, Abdu, Night, Sleepy, Nate, take care, guys. Have a good night.